Hello Antilly viewers, this week we are talking about chapters 10 through 18 of The Coldest Girl in Coldtown. We made it to Coldtown. So first things first, this was a happy accident. The very first chapter that we started with was from Pearl's point of view, which is Tana's little sister. I actually really enjoy how every once in a while they do a chapter that's a flashback. You know, we've had one for Pearl, and we've had one for her mom, and we actually ended on one from Gabriel's life, growing up and stuff with his brother. And I think it's a nice little, it's a nice way to break up this like craziness that's happening with going to Coldtown and possibly turning into a vampire and all this stuff. I enjoy those chapters. I am really enjoying the politics involved with vampirism in this society. I think it's super interesting that people are getting trapped in the cold towns for money reasons. If there's people in the cold towns that haven't turned, that aren't infected, it gives the vampires that are there something to eat, and it keeps the system going. And on top of that, there's like reality shows and things about these vampires that do really well in this society. And I had never really thought about how vampires could actually be a positive economic thing for the world. It's like in this book, America is both romanticizing the idea of the vampire with their live streams and their broadcasts and the blogs and their TV shows, but then they're also keeping them jailed. They're definitely keeping them locked in. When they got to the cold town, there wasn't even any doors directly from the cold town to the world. I love the visual of that cage that they got brought down in. And so it's just this crazy dichotomy of, no, vampires are bad and we're keeping them locked up, but also here, watch them on TV, and here's all these ads that make us a lot of money because everyone's tuning in to the vampire show. Basically, they found a way to capitalize on this disease and these monsters, which is mind-blowing. And of course, if anyone could do that, it would be the good old United States of America. The other thing that has been established and revealed in these chapters is that Gabriel is the freaking Thorn of Istra. I'm not sure if I like missed something or if I didn't read this as closely, but I'm not entirely certain what the Thorn of Istra is exactly, aside from like a really famous old school vampire who killed a lot of people. And obviously we learned somewhat about his past with his brother Alexander and how that kind of made him a little bit crazy and all of that. I'm assuming we're gonna get a lot more information and backstory about the Thorn of Istra and who these people are that are chasing him and who he's going after to kill in the cold town. It's very curious that he was so interested in going to the cold town when obviously this is like a pretty BA vampire that probably would rather have his freedom. So there's obviously something very important for him in this cold town, and so I'm excited to see what that's gonna be. I'm also very curious about this thing he's got going on with Tana, because that kiss, whoa, that was an intense kiss. I'm very intrigued by Tana's motivations as well. I understand that she thinks she might be infected and that her message from her father was less than warm and cuddly, but she also seems very excited to go into this cold town when it seems like you'd maybe think it through a little bit more. But there's like a romance obviously going on between her and Gabriel, and it feels like he actually genuinely likes her, but also he's a crazy monster. So not really sure what's happening there. I love Midnight as a character. I really just relate with her. Like obviously I feel like if I was in this world I probably wouldn't be obsessed with the idea of going into a cold town because it seems scary and dark and all of those things, but I do really love that she has her loyal followers and that she has her blog and all of that, and I just like, I really love that, and I can't wait to meet her friends that she has in the cold town and see what sorts of things she broadcasts to the outside world about it. That's been a fun little plot aspect for me. So I guess my questions this week that you should let me know your thoughts about in the comments are, what do you think is up with Gabriel? Who do you think he's going after to kill in the cold town? Do you think Midnight and Winter are going to be turned soon? And do you think Tana is infected? Personally, I don't think she is, but I also totally have no idea. Your assignment for this coming week are to read chapters 19 through 27. It's a little bit longer than the sections that we read before, but we're kind of getting right into the meat of this book, so I'm pretty excited to keep reading. Let me know any other questions and thoughts that you have in the comments below, and I will see you next time.